Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. We're still waiting for the host to come. It will take any minutes, but my name is Nadia. Today, we will have a conference of leadership leading change. Our platform, World Women Leading Change, was founded by 40 other women all around the world. And the aim is to create world largest online conference seminar among leaders all around the world. So here we want to provide a new solution by opening a new market through our platform for women and helping their business and also sharing knowledge on a global scale. And by doing so, we gain access to networking and knowledge from amazing women all around the world. And we believe that giving social value is very important in life. And it is through sharing. Therefore, we aim to also encourage leadership skill through this conference. So the theme for today is leadership leading change. We have it every Friday. And we have our very special guest with us today, Miss Carla. She is the co-founder and president of WWLC Philippines, chief branding strategist of Creatios 7 Asia, and woman empowerment advocate. And we want to hear more from her experience through leadership. And I would like to introduce you, Miss Carla. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself and share your story about leadership.
Thank you, Nadia, for a beautiful introduction. And yes, I mean, leadership nowadays is very relevant, especially in this pandemic. And there's, a lot of layers of identity that was revealed during this time of pandemic. So I think leadership is put into test. And what I know of, globally, most of the presidents, the women especially, who's leading different countries actually are the ones who rise above the occasion. Like, the Prime Minister of New Zealand and a lot more women leaders actually um, took a major part in leading change, especially in this pandemic. It's because they're saying women leaders have not being biased with women, but they are saying that women leaders have more empathy, are more sensitive, are more protective. So that's why they actually became the forefront and the role models of their own country during this time. And leadership is actually based on self determination. It has to start from within. And leaders, like what I learned from another webinar, should have a coaching culture wherein you don't just give directives or dictate people what to do, but you should be able to be creative enough to spot the gold in them and develop it and let them stand on their own. Let them be empowered and enable them to actually find their own strength and become leaders themselves. So, those are the starting points tonight. I hope they can serve as a good talking point to everyone. And I'm sure this will be an interesting and an amazing exchange of ideas and experience in our own space, whether it's business, a society, or leading our own family. So yeah, and I'm really excited to see all these women from Russia as well. Thank you for hosting tonight. So that's about it. I mean, I would love to hear from the others. Thank you, Nadia.
Uh, yes, thank you very much. And may I know what is leadership in WWLC for you?
Mhm.
I mean, what do you want to bring as a leader? from this platform to this platform?
Well, as you all know, I'm a branding expert and a strategist. And I always say branding is about connection, not just because you have a vast network of people. It means you're connected with them by mind and heart. So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of touch points plus the right strategies to actually to fully connect with people. So in WWLC, I hope we resonate with each other, connect with each other, not only because we're in the same organization, but we find one voice of empowering each other by actually encouraging and helping each other to find our each other's potential, and be a safe, encouraging, coaching environment for everyone. And that's how I see WWLC. I hope we grow that way, um, because at the end of the day, connection is about emotional advantage, what sets us apart, the stories we share, the values we stand for, and how we really experience each other, not only in business, but hopefully in friendship. And this becomes a community of sisterhood because, women should be empowering women. So I see and I would love to see WWLC that way. By the way, I'm very proud to be part of this organization, though it's such a huge global organization and there's so much ahead and so much time to meet everyone. So I think supporting each other per country, hosting per country. Thank you to Ayla for giving us all a chance to host something, would mean a lot to get to know each other more. And at the end of the day, networking is about strong connections. So hopefully that will be the end result of WWLC in time. Thank you.
Yes, I hope so too. We hope we can grow together from this platform. And for you yourself, how do you do your personal branding?
Oh, okay. I've been doing it for others. For me, it's already a natural thing. Meaning, not that I'm not mindful of how I connect with people or how I manage perception and expectations from my space, meaning business wise or personal wise. How do I manage myself? I already mastered being myself in front of others because of all these speaking engagements. And basically, I just try to be genuine, and because my branding is all about one word, which is empowering. So I always have a promise of empowering your identity, whether it's a company or an individual, even to my closest friends and to my loved ones. So that's very clear already inside me, in my heart, in my mind. So that actually helps my confidence, and it reconciled already my identity, and now I'm actually managing it and strengthening it further. So at the end of the day, empowering people is already natural in me ever since I was young. And now it's becoming an expertise. And that's basically how I live it. I just walk the talk, try my best. Nobody's perfect, but I try to live it in every touch point I have, in business or in personal life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And what makes you think that the characteristic for to make us a good leader?
The characteristic of a good leader.
Yes.
Okay. especially nowadays, trust is more important than ever because of the uncertainty we are facing. So I would always go for empathetic leadership, wherein you have the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. That's so important, especially nowadays. And I think that's one of the tests of all leaders, even not only in our government, but also in the private sector. It's really about empathy now, and how you become relevant, and you seize and rise from all that's been happening that's not sure nowadays. So it's very important to have that character trait. And first, you have to be self determined, because that's an energy that, if you don't have that, you can't motivate others, right? And at the end of the day, you just really help people to become the best version of themselves rather than dictating or directing how they should be. Um, so it again, I mentioned a while ago, coaching like in WWLC. I hope we'll have a coaching culture wherein we encourage each other to be the best of ourselves. Of course, we should have our own guidelines in this organization, and I'm sure Dr. Ayla has her own vision and structure. But at the end of the day, for example, if um, you should be able to put yourself in the shoes of certain countries and certain cultures from different cultures and breeding. So empathy is very important in leadership before anything else. That's it.
Yes, I also agree too. And by doing that, how do you like ensure your member in the organization is aligned with your core values or your yeah.
Absolutely. Actually, when we do branding, again, we always say this: branding is an organizational function, not the marketing function alone. Meaning, it's deeper and holistic in nature, and has to be seen and felt not only by your stakeholders or your customers, but by your employees. So it's from top to bottom to left to right. It's a 360 degrees experience. The culture.
Hello, nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Ingrid. Hi, Ingrid.
Hi, hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Hello. Thanks for
Nice to see
hosting
you.
tonight. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I was just in my political party, and that's why I have meeting today and a little bit late. But I'm greetings everyone here. Anna, Leonti, my friend from New York, very good one. Dr. Ayla, and also many people who are joined to us today.
Okay. Oh, so you're campaigning in New York right now, right?
Yeah, Anna is New York right now. Let's ask her. Anna, how are your mood?
Oh, everything is great in New York. And so, hello, everyone. Dr. Ala, Ingrid, thank you so much. And I'm basically the reason I'm here is because I wanted to hear you and meet you again online. Thank you so much, Carla. We are in the same industry, which is also like exciting to talk. New York is great. So much energy, always probably the best city in the world to be right now, because like it's always so much is happening, all is great, and I'm inspired to do like so much more work these days where there's less distraction, and happy to be here. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ingrid.
Yes, thank you, Anna, for your great speech. I always inspired by your motivation to achieve success. I think your example of active and successful woman for contemporary world. Because women, we have like solidarity in each country. We represent our spheres. I work in journalism and I also meeting with many nice people. So I'd like to ask you, Carla, how's now situation in Philippines with pandemic and what you do usually nowadays?
Well, if we talk about the numbers, we almost 370,000 plus cases, but 80% of that has recovered. There's really probably less than 30%, which are active cases. And but Filipinos are known to be happy people. And the economy is slowly getting back. In fact, it's building momentum. Everyone's really tired of COVID and they're just trying to be normal and doing what they have to do, getting back to work. Come to think of it, if I'm gonna focus on the numbers, I would go, oh my gosh, we have 370,000 cases. But again, if you closely analyze it, 80% has recovered, and the testing has been massive. And I really hope it will flatten soon. And it's mostly concentrated in the city, which is where I am in Manila. And hopefully it will be better soon. And the deaths, I think it lessened already. But hey, again, Filipinos are known to be resilient people. So things are trying to get back. The salons are open. We can actually dine in already. And we're trying our best to be normal. And thank God I'm healthy. And nobody around me, my loved ones are all healthy. Nobody has COVID. So I can't afford to get sick, correctly speaking. And I thank God for that. Yeah. Thank you for asking, Ingrid. So how is it in New York?
Yeah, how is in New York? I would like to ask Anna. Situation
Anna,
now.
Yes, okay. In New York is actually we're officially below 1% of cases. It's probably most safe place in the planet in US right now because New Yorkers are tough. You know that it's always very the nation that's been through a lot, like 9/11, so many more things happening. So like the things like COVID would not scare the real New Yorkers, so they
that's
stay.
true. Yeah.
And and everybody's so disciplined. We wear a mask always. 100% of people outside wearing masks, social distancing. Then we have all the measures in restaurants everywhere. But then people jumped online, and there's still like a lot of events happening outside. It's still best energy ever. And I have like absolutely confident New York will recover like a V shape. Let's go down. They'll be like yo-yo, and will be better than before. And I really hope to see some of you in New York City someday, hopefully soon, when the borders are open. And we spend really inspiring a great time with Ingrid here in New York, attending events and like so many things always happening in the city, even during pandemic. So
Great.
let's like pray that everyone is healthy, and it's also great for us in branding industry to do the work because it became so important. As we know, like first meeting people like usually organize online, and your personal brand really speaks volume. It's like the most powerful tool these days to get basically everything done because you attract the right people, they come to you, and they exactly know your value when you're able to present it well. So I'm excited
So
to know
true.
more,
It's so
to
true.
connect and talk more.
So we
I always say that the foundation of branding is really your identity. And during this pandemic, it's really the test of who you are and the values you stand for and how strong you are when it comes to your strength and even the weaknesses and how you survive everything. It's all about your identity. And I think the personal branding will come out naturally, and because you survived, you basically survived this year, and It's going to reveal another layer of who you are. You can do upskilling, you can actually discover more in life, which it's actually when they say there's a crisis, there's a big opportunity in crisis, and you shouldn't waste that opportunity.
So
So, yeah.
yeah, and that's what me and Ingrida, we know that so well because it is challenging to be like in Russia in such a cold climate, and we're still getting so active and still able to travel and meet people, organize events. That's why
I
I'm following
know.
Ingrida. She's everywhere at the same time, doing so many things accomplished. I think this person needs like 10 lives that she's doing for 24 hours. I hope that she does sleep
So
someday.
brave. She's everywhere.
I sleep. I
Yeah.
do because with Anna we know the rule to be beautiful. At the same time, you need to take care about your appearance. You need to have time for
Self
rest. It's
care.
very important.
Always a balancing thing. Absolutely. Yeah.
And also, Anna motivated me when we traveled together with her for a conference about peace into Malaysia. I saw how she has a very discipline, so it's very strict. So she doing some meditation, yoga at the morning. I mean, I want to take example from her, how to be so much disciplined.
Yeah, it is something that you need to implement in your life to get so many things done. It just comes from responsibility because you cannot afford to be in bad shape. So that's why we are always eating well. When we have a try to have a chance to get massage, we always do because we need to be energetic in our next meeting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how can we inspire people? You have
And
to live your brand,
yeah,
right? We have to
yeah.
like really do what you talk about, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I always mention personal branding is really about knowing
Yeah.
and defining and actually loving yourself. So
Totally.
self
That's
care is
uh,
very important.
I think
Yes.
it's good that we meet for this conference to discuss it because also I would like to say about Anna, she is expert in private branding. She's one of the best experts. So even in Russia, she has clients. We invited her, and around the world. I know Sri Lanka, and we are aiming to visit Philippines because Carla now
Yeah.
tell us how's the personal branding developed there. It's very interesting. Can you tell us?
Oh,
to exchange. I mean, Ingrida can speak in somewhere like tell about our experience and
yeah.
learn from you what you have in your country.
Well, basically, Filipinos are very fun-loving people, and we're very, very active on social media. We're very big in managing perception here. Branding in the business area or business space needs a lot of education still, and a lot of realization that branding is part of your business strategy. It's an investment and it can contribute to growth strategy. Personal branding is actually booming because there's so many influencers in the Philippines. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, I know the president of Blogapalooza, wherein you can have hundreds of influencers. That only means personal branding is so alive. And our showbiz industry is also big here. So I guess when people ask, "Do we need branding?" and I say that's no longer a question because branding is a necessity nowadays in this digital
True.
age, especially now that digital is accelerating. We don't do ads anymore. I'm in advertising for over 20 years. We actually create stories because at the end of the day, it is where people resonate with you and connect with you with who you are is all about your stories. So it's an emotional advantage in the part of in implementing your personal branding. And basically, it's about taking care of your professional reputation, which Filipinos are so big about. They always want to give a good word for themselves. Whether actually this is my fourth speaking engagement. For the past three engagements I had, I was talking about personal branding in different areas. One is for career growth when it comes to career transition, unemployment, and even getting a promotion because personal branding can be a very good conceptual tool to use to elevate and empower who you are and position yourself strategically so you can maximize your potential. I also talk about personal branding in supporting sales, because you cannot just sell without having that credibility and that connection or that alignment with the branding of the company or the real estate you're selling, right? You should be able to align your personal branding and your strength with the branding of the company you're selling or the property you're selling. So I had a really good personal branding talk with licensed brokers as well and sales agents. It's interesting that I'm big with branding education here in the Philippines. So they were like really amazed that, oh, I thought personal branding is just for celebrities. No, it's for everyone. Even a security guard here in the malls who are so popular because in how he greets everyone has his own personal brand. And I'm pretty sure he sets himself apart, because that's the most important thing. You set yourself apart with clarity and confidence, and most likely that point of difference will give you a sustainable career and a lot of opportunities to discover. So basically, the Philippines is a very exciting place to do personal branding, because we're such festive, fun-loving people who loves social media as well.
It's
So
very
yeah.
true. That's why we're coming, like Ingrida is coming from Moscow. It's also a big capital in Russia where everything is happening, and personal brand is very important in Moscow because there is a capital of such a big country, but there's a politics and show business and all the business. It's like one in one place. And so New York City, I would say it's a global capital of personal branding. And I've been
Yes.
here for last 15 years, working and learning so much from all possible workshops and master classes and all seminars I could possibly attend. I did. I'm so glad I did. And meeting great people. They're all people who really matter. They come to New York. It's just inevitable. They make it there, and such a great chance to learn from them directly.
You
It
know,
was
Anna, we should do something together and do branding leading
right.
change in WWLC, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can connect on social media. I'll tell you more and we can talk more. And hopefully someday either you come to New York, always welcome. And I hope that our next trip will be to somewhere to the warm country like Philippines. Because
Oh, let me know.
close to your area, and that was my plan to spend more time in your part of the world. So I'll be happy to share what I have, and we can really collaborate in a way that is beneficial for everybody. So
I've
definitely.
been to New York once.
I
Okay.
want
Uh,
to say I visited the United Nations Forum, and I would like to thank Anna for hosting me. It was very hospitable, the most outstanding visit of. I visit her apartments, and I want to say I accept New York more brightly, because when you stay in Manhattan, it's like a dream. Who first time coming to America and want to see the best places, it's all in this heart of this city.
I hope to do that again soon. Yes, and we meet
yeah.
either in New York City or Moscow, and it's just so many possibilities.
You
Amazing.
know, something I would like to talk about. Like right now, we're from different parts of the world, right?
Yeah.
And we can meet virtually because digitally, again, it was accelerated because of the pandemic. And we
Yeah.
don't people see as much nowadays. And then, like what my partner said, the more you have to have personal branding on the digital space,
Oh my
because
God. Yeah.
you have to stay relevant. You have to set yourself apart in spite of lack of personal interactions, lack of speaking engagements. At first I was struggling on speaking online because the energy is different compared to speaking live, because there's an exchange in flow of energy. But we adapt. And these are the possibilities. Now you have to think about branding for for the digital space. So you will remain on top of the haystack in
Yeah.
spite of what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think we can do the interview or can do something online, and that would be totally beneficial because now we can reach more people,
Yeah.
and it saves us time to travel. So we can
Mhm.
be now we're living in a world where you don't have to be in the same time zone, but you have to be awake whenever it is. And definitely, because I'm doing more personal branding for startup founders,
Oh,
entrepreneurs, and I just had a very big forum when I was invited like a guest there for like 150 countries, which was like quite global, like the biggest thing I did. And
amazing.
possibilities are enormous, so that's why we're connecting from so different pots and learning from each other's cultures, which is
Yeah,
great.
that's
Yes, indeed.
awesome.
Yeah,
Good, good. We
absolutely.
should really do something together.
Absolutely.
We
That's
also
why
doing
thank
with
you,
Anna
Greta, for
great.
inviting me.
Yes, yes.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead,
We're doing
Ingrid.
with Anna great job in Malaysia because we are combining, like we discover this beautiful country and many islands which we visit with her. But at the same time, we do social networking. We are gave interview on the federal channels. Anna, remember Birhama? They were so happy to invite us to their agency, media agency. We met journalists and from newspapers. We visited diplomatic events,
Mhm.
exhibitions, and I think it was great when you do fruitful trip some country like Philippines. Next time we can do
Yeah.
special planning with you to meet, to do business forum with women of Philippines. We are interested in what we're doing. We change contacts, we change our experience of leadership. This is very important when leaders come and to visit their countries within our leaders.
Yeah,
Why not? Why not?
absolutely.
I mean, leaders now should unite, right?
Of
Because
course.
COVID doesn't choose any country, any status, or any gender. So everyone will can be susceptible to this disease or this virus. So we all
Absolutely.
should really work together globally nowadays.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I've already sent you the request on LinkedIn, I think in IG and in Instagram. So we'll connect, we'll talk more. But thank you so
Sure.
much, Ingrid, for having us because you really connect the best people. I guess the like attracts the like. And this is a special talent to communicate with people, which not all people have. It's really, really special.
I think if we're gonna do branding globally, we should have the topic on branding for the digital space,
Oh, yeah.
considering different cultures and countries. And that
Very
can
true.
be a big event or a big conference or international conference. What do you think, Dr. Ayla? Is that a good idea for WWLC?
Yeah.
I
Think
think
she
Dr.
is.
Ayla's out right now. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
Okay,
you.
Carla, thank you for this very interesting, informative conversation. I think we are going to end because we are represent each other. We are happy because we are active. We have many things to do offline. We have our schedule. I would like to give a word to Dr. Ayla if she is online, or otherwise, Debbie, she is going to pray in the end of our conference. It will be very nice if we are here pray.
Yeah.
I just want to say they're asking me to finish by praying, but if she will join, we can do it together, praying
Mhm.
in our heart, because in our languages we are all believing God. It's unity to us. Carla, just the last question for you, because we are women who are leaders today here. You saw it. What is leadership for you, like in the statement on the, in
Okay.
general?
Like what I mentioned a while ago, for me, leadership is two things. It should be a coaching environment between you and your follower, meaning you don't give directives, but you actually help them become the best version of themselves so they become leaders themselves. And two is empathy. Empathetic leadership is always a proven style of leading people because you give a more leeway for people to be themselves, so they can be they can be more comfortable in revealing who they are, and at the same time, um, not being shy and celebrating who they are with all the imperfections. And at the end of the day, a leader should be creating leaders, not followers. And that would be a real test of someone who can bring out the best version of themselves, especially in this pandemic. It's not about blaming or it's not about trying to put up a face because you're the leader because of your ego. It's really just about bringing the best out of people, even in the crisis, and make it an opportunity to reveal another layer of yourself, which can lead to more growth and can make you realize the big picture in what you're doing. So that's about it. Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you very much. I asked Dr. Ayla if she want to say something. We're waiting her,
Mm-hmm.
but she is asking me to say about thank you, Carla, that you joined to WWLC. Also, could you remind how it was happened, how you know about this movement, and why you going, why you joined?
Oh, okay. I met Dr. Ayla because she's my co-awardee in the Malaysia Chinese Asian Women Entrepreneurs. We both received a leadership award in Malaysia, I think last year, way before COVID. And I represented the Philippines. And we met there, and Dr. Ayla's very friendly and told me about what she's doing, and we were able to share each other's expertise and as the space we're thriving in. So just like, you should join WWLC because I've been doing women empowerment as my advocacy through my Mrs. Philippines Globe pageant, which is the number one Mrs. pageant in the world and in the Philippines. And then she said, since you're into women empowerment and you're inspiring and empowering, maybe you should be the president of the Philippine chapter. I don't have a president yet in WWLC. And it's like, oh, it's something I can really explore, because this time it's a space where we help each other in business as well, not just in glamour or at least it's another space I can actually share my expertise to business women, to professionals, and movers and shakers of the society. So after a few months, I joined in last May of this year. In fact, I launched WWLC Philippines during the COVID period. The few months, yeah, when COVID actually, when we had the lockdown, I think after 2 months, I launched WWLC Philippines, and it's a it's a big milestone to me to be able to launch a new venture, global venture in this time of crisis. So there's a silver lining to what's happening. It's not all a doomsday, and in fact, it can be an opportunity again for all of us to actually shine even in this crisis. So that's how we ended up, and now we're actually planning some series of events for women. I want to focus on Women Forum, the kids, the Children's Forum, and the arts, because I'm from a family of artists and I grew up uh, living and breathing fine arts. And those are the areas we want to develop, and even agriculture and urban farming. So we're gathering our momentum here, and hopefully by November we will launch this series already and do it on a regular basis until next year, until normalcy. So thank you to Dr. Ayla for giving me the opportunity to be a co-founder in the Philippines, and I hope the WWLC brand will grow here, and women empowerment
Yes,
will
I'm
also
agree
be.
with you. WWLC must develop its. You need so many talented people. So as I understand, you also artist. So what is your style of art? What do you
Well,
paint?
okay. Well, my father's a master artist and my uncle's a national artist. Three of my brothers are all artists. And mine started in performing arts. I was in theater, and I'm also a director of shows. I'm very good in conceptualizing creative content, and branding should have a lot of creativity. That's where I practice my creative and express my creative juices in that um, line and or fields of interest. And I'm not into visual arts. It's mostly the men in our family, but very creative, especially in directing corporate events and shows and conceptualizing campaigns, advertising or doing branding strategies. It's all about creativity, and I think my innate creativity and being innovative really helps a lot in my field of expertise and in my business. Of course, I think creativity is very important in doing business because you have to think out of the box, within the box, on the side of the box, and all sides of the box to thrive and grow. And my or innately artistic mind really helps a lot, and the ability to emotionally connect with people, especially in doing my advocacy on women empowerment. That's part of the creativity, because nowadays when you say creativity, you should be able to make things happen and trailblaze at something new, wherein people can actually grow with you in. So that's how I practice my creativity.
Dr. Ayla is online. Thank you, Carla, for your answering. Dr. Ayla, could you please tell us your opinion about leadership for people, for women?
Thank you,
And
Ingrid.
yeah,
I'm little bit sick for few weeks now, but luckily it's not COVID. I hope it's not COVID.
We hope to.
But I'm humbled and honored because I'm around this powerful and amazing woman around me. So I'm hoping that we can grow this baby together as a powerful baby that we all are leading. Everybody have a piece of books to write in the paper of this blank. And for me, I love COVID because during COVID time, WWLC growth uh, uh, amazingly growth, like these are the things that I could maybe never can do it for like a year or 2 years of my life. So, I mean, thanks to COVID, I have friends in Russia, like yourself, Ingrid, amazing journalist, and I have Lady Princess in South Africa, and I have Carla in the Philippines, and I have Chase, President Chase in Namibia. I have Nadia. I have President Lesejo leading youth. I have President Delphine, and all President Princess Debbie, and all other women. And this is all thanks to COVID. If it's not COVID, I don't know how to have conference every day because you'll be busy doing stuff, you'll be traveling, you don't have time to get to know people as it's normal. So for me, it's been a blissful journey. And tomorrow is something that we have to leverage together. I cannot do this job alone because I'm a young girl from Indonesia. I need help because this is something that we have to do together. And leadership is not, like Carla said, I was very resonant to Carla because at that time I met so many women, but like I said, not everybody can resonate to you the way the energy resonates. So I'm blessed that I met Carla during my journey, even before COVID, and now together we will face it, you know. And many people need your help, Carla. Many people need branding now, especially now more than ever, because you cannot meet the people. So the only thing you had is image or brand in social media, or in fact in a glance that you see them. So yes.
Thank you, Ayla. Thank you. I hope you recover soon. We will be praying for it. And you say it's very motivation. It's very inspiring me, your speech, but we are growing our baby together. Thank you. You created it during COVID time because it's very important that we meet so many unique people. I want again remark with us today is Anna Leonti from New York, my best friend from US.
Yep.
We travel together. She also joined it to our strong movement. I hope she will be growing it in New York City, and many leaders, women will also join later after her because it's a good example. So thank you very much, everyone. Maybe somebody has questions to ask Carla about leadership who listen to us today.
And I also want to add about creativity that it's also needed more than ever. It's because creativity becomes a stumbling block to a lot of businesses because they're adapting to the new normal and they're changing their operations and their workflows, and we work from home. But I hope creativity wouldn't be a barrier, but actually a pathway. And everyone can be creative, it can be learned. Even though you don't have it in your genes, you just have to be somebody who's open to explore something new, who's open to change, who can, like what my brother always say, you adapt or you die. And I'm glad we're all adapting to the new normal. And that's why branding became very in demand. I never had so many talks because all they see is your digital space, your digital image online, and you don't have a chance to prove yourself on personal touch points. And this is the time that you resonate and you really give your message out there to everyone. And depends what space you want. Like Anna here is concentrating on startup founders and entrepreneurs, which is actually a very big positive thing because they need all kinds of encouragement because startups go through a lot, and
True.
there's a prediction that 1 out of 10 will always fail. But again, startups are the brave ones and they really need a lot of validation in their identity. And I salute you for working in that space. While I work with women and more of the corporate branding and the usual employees. So I hope we all do our work together.
Yeah, we can definitely exchange this some because some things that are definitely uh, the difference is in the details, which are very important, but the principles are fundamentally the same. When you position yourself the way that people can see your value and they know you, they trust you, they like you, this is so very important. And
True.
you're so right about one thing that I'm totally agree that it's not a choice now to have a personal brand. Everybody's having it right now. It's what you do with it, how you control it. That's we can talk more
How you
about it.
manage it. Well, if you have an identity, you have a name, right? So you have a branding. You have your skill
Like
set.
yeah, like candidates of America now, Donald Trump and Biden. It's like we are going to be like leaders, like
Talk about
presidents.
branding. You know who failed
We're
there, right? I hope you're a Democrat. Just kidding.
because example only like this. Now we're waiting 3rd November. We wish good luck everyone in America.
Yes. That's true. It will be big day next Tuesday already. So soon we will know who is the next president of the United States is. So yeah,
Defining moment.
I know the world is watching and I feel so like feel there's so much energy here.
Can't wait.
I just want to say it's like a responsibility too, because it's why the whole world will be watching. Yeah, if you start to be leader, you also don't have a lot of responsibility. It's very huge challenge for yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and everyone forgot about the COVID. What can be bigger than that? So
Elections are more important.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's the most powerful country in the world. Next.
Don't give up. It can be better.
Yeah, it's true. You forget about any viruses when you are leader. You have a lot of tasks to do, so you are very busy. It's important to know and remember. Thank you very much, everyone, ladies, for participation today in this interesting, beautiful conference. I would like to invite Debbie for praying, because we finished already 1 hour. It was discussion going to end. Maybe Debbie will pray for us today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been listening. I'll be with you now. Let me just hold on.
I just think she's dry.
Yeah, the phone disrupted me. And how are you, ladies? You're looking so beautiful. I'm Debbie Dineo Raputi from South Africa. Thank you so much, leadership. Leadership, we can see that we are witnessing leadership from President Ayla. Very selfless, very humble, very it's giving, giving whatever that you have, empowering others. And we really want to thank President Ayla. Advocacy. I hear that, and I think the attributes of leadership and selflessness and humbleness, and learning from all of you, branding. I'm sorry, I could not take out I'm in a very awkward place. Branding also, it's so crucial. But my brand is kindness and love. Love, that is my branding. Kindness and love, and embracing diversity. And I really want to come and visit the Philippines. Ingrid, I want to visit the Philippines, understand that there's so many islands there. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, I want to, Carla, yes. Thank you so much, but let me do what I've been asked to do. Can we say, thank you, Lord, for this beautiful, powerful women who are sharing their talent, their skills, their expertise. We thank you, Lord, for their compassion, their empathy, for understanding their role in this world. We are here to be the light. We are here to be the salt, so that we can be able to give taste to those who don't have taste. We thank you so much, for President Ayla. Further, we are speaking positive words, because there is so much that she has to do in this world. We thank you, and we say that, Lord, we are really honored. COVID, you never had any boundaries. We conquered you because we have made a lot of friends. We have made lots of families. In the wonderful name of our Lord. Thank you, the family of World Women Leading Change. Me, Debbie, Tinewa Rapfoot, and kindness. I thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Ayla, Dr. Ayla. Thank you, Anna, for participation, everyone, and especially Carla Cabrera. She's motivating us with her beauty and bright speech. Is best leader in Philippines. I saw it. Now we know who we are visit next time when we come first time to Philippines.
Sure,
And also,
come here. We'll have
I invite
lots
you
of
to Russia.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Russia. I see my flag. I'm patriotic. I love my country. It's my motherland. So I hope everyone loves his country. And this is what motivates us to wake up every day and go to cross the challenge in this world. And I wish everyone luck. Thank you very much. It was very interesting. Let's continue next meeting with next host next Friday. Maybe it will be Anna Leonti. I would like to offer. So she's only started to join, yeah. So, and we will choose the guest. Thank you, Dr. Ayla, our mama, big mama, who are ruling us with WWLC. We are happy. Everyone have a good mood for weekend. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Have a nice day, everyone. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Light, love and light. Stay healthy. Stay healthy.
Thank you. Get well soon, Dr. Ayla.
Yes, stay healthy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Our song, we listen to our song.
Our song.
We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change for our people, for our countries, for everyone in the world. Love, peace, needed in this world. Endurance, needed in this world. Forgiveness, needed in this world. Unity, needed in this world. Yes, African woman leading change. Antarctican woman leading change. Yes, Asia woman leading change. Yes, Australia woman leading change. Yes, Europe woman leading change. Yes, North America. Yes, South America woman leading change. Galerato fella, Galerato fella woman leading change. Kalitabo fella, Kalitabo fella woman leading change. Gotando pella, Gotando pella woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. Yes, Ayla. Yes, Ayla. Woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. We thank you. World woman leading change.
Stay healthy. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.